Ethereum's next big upgrade, Shanghai, is set to launch tomorrow and will unlock more than $30 billion of Ether.
You're looking at about $2 billion that is going to be immediately available to be sold.
Most people have no idea why Bitcoin fell from 69K to 16K. Most people have no idea why this happened. They just tell you that crypto's over, that Bitcoin's over, crypto's done.
I would sell my Bitcoin right into this rally. And believe me, I had been a believer one time in Bitcoin. Not here, not now.
Now, you might know, because I know that our audience is smarter than most retail crypto investors. So let me tell you, let me update you. 3 big reasons, as I see it, why Bitcoin fell from 69K to 16K are as followed. Number 1, aggressive interest rates from the Fed causing investors to de-risk. Number 2, incredible amounts of fraud and leverage in the system that unwound. Number 3, people selling from fear, uncertainty, doubt from the market overall turning over. Billionaire investor Mike Novogratz explains exactly this on CNBC.
It is really hard for people to understand what causes Bitcoin to go from 67,000 back to 16 and now back to 30, but that's what we've seen through the history of Bitcoin.
Well, listen, I think going from 60 on its way down happened because Chairman Powell got really aggressive on interest rates.
Right.
So that made sense to me. I think the last bit, I don't know if it was 25 to 16 or 30 to 16, was this collection of frauds and risk management mistakes that our whole industry had to wash out of the system. And that took out lots of leverage. It took out lots of bad actors and left the market at the beginning of the year where anyone who had to sell had already sold.
The question is, why did Bitcoin shoot back up from 16K back up to 30K? Why did it do this? Do you know? As I see it, Bitcoin shot back up to 30K for 3 reasons. Number 1, anticipation that the Fed's aggressive rate hikes have slowed down. Number 2, the washout of fraud and leverage in the system is very bullish. And number 3, general continued adoption from all over the world as banks fail, Bitcoin and crypto shines through. Billionaire investor Mike Novogratz continues explaining this on CNBC.
We're having a pretty constructive rally based on a bunch of things. One is the market is pretty certain that Chairman Powell is finished or close to finished, right? We're heading into a credit crunch in the United States, and gold, Bitcoin, Ethereum, those assets that will do well in a slowdown are telling us something. The second is adoption, right? There are 180 million people that own a piece of a Bitcoin, and that number grows every year. And we're seeing aggressive moves in Hong Kong and Abu Dhabi and Dubai to set up regulatory frameworks to attract crypto, right as the U.S. is fighting against it. And so we're seeing a lot of Asian money move in. You're seeing some hedge funds in the United States participate in the futures market. But it's really got a story for the first time in a while.
Bitcoin's 30K price range is support turned resistance. Hopefully Bitcoin can clear 30K and turn it back into support. This will happen eventually. Be ready for it. Bitcoin's trend has changed. Corrections and volatility will happen, of course, but we are in a bull market again, in my opinion. We need to talk about Ethereum.
You're looking at about $2 billion that is going to be immediately available to be sold.
Ethereum has a major upgrade in less than 24 hours. Staking withdrawals will be enabled. 2 billion of Ethereum could be sold immediately. Again, most people are underinformed when it comes to this Ethereum upgrade. I'm here to inform you so you can make the best investing decisions. This is why you subscribe. So Ethereum withdrawals tomorrow will be enabled in 2 ways: partial withdrawals and full withdrawals. Partial withdrawals are anything above the 32 ETH that you have staked that you can sell. Selling anything over the 32 ETH while the 32 ETH are still staked. That's partial withdrawals. Full withdrawals are selling all 32 ETH. First thing you need to understand is partial withdrawals, which is the most pressing concern. Joshua Frank, CEO of the TIE, explains partial withdrawals on CNBC.
Meanwhile, we have this huge upgrade for Ethereum tomorrow. There is this concern that now that withdrawals will be enabled, it'll mean Ether tokens flooding the ecosystem. That flood of supply could be a headwind for price. What's your read on what to expect tomorrow?
Yes, so there's actually two things that are happening. And so there is what's called partial withdrawals of Ethereum as part of a part of the upgrade, but there's also full withdrawals. So the way that partial withdrawals works is basically to stake ETH, you need to provide 32 Ethereum. Anything above that is your staking rewards that you're going to receive. And over the last year or so, those staking rewards have been accruing. What's going to happen is once withdrawals happen, you will see partial withdrawals open first, and any rewards above those 32 are going to be given to the ETH stakers. So your next question is, well, how many rewards is that? So on average, the average validator has about 34 ETH, so about 2 more ETH than the 32 required to stake, which is all going to automatically, it's not a manual process, automatically be sent to those Ethereum stakers. So there are about 565,000 validators that have 32 ETH, and the current price is about $1,900. And so quick math, you're looking at about $2 billion that is going to be immediately available to be sold. And that, for reference, that's going to happen over around 5 days. And if you compare that to the average trading volume of Ethereum, on Binance, for reference, you're looking at about $1.5 billion a day on a single exchange. So it's not crazy. You're looking at about $400 million a day over the course of about 5 days, which is a percentage or a fraction of all of the ETH that is sold. Keep in mind, obviously, that's not all going to be sold. Some people probably forgot they staked ETH. Maybe you staked ETH in Coinbase and you're leaving it there. You're not even thinking about it.
So partial withdrawals, as far as impact on price, will be closer to a drop in the bucket. Not a huge concern like full withdrawals could be.
The kind of bigger concern is that full unstaking, right? Well, what happens when people can actually fully withdraw those 32 Ethereum? Because that's a lot more than the 2, right? And so the way that process is actually going to work is it is going to be a much more extended process over time. And the way that it basically works is that depending on the number of validators that are staking ETH, there is a very big difference in the amount of Ethereum that can be withdrawn over time. So basically, Ethereum wants to make sure that the network is secure. So the more that people are withdrawing Ethereum, the less they're going to actually enable those people to withdraw. And so for a very quick reference point, and we can get into a lot more detail if you want, it's going to take about 500 days total if people wanted to withdraw all of that Ethereum. So it can't happen in a day. At minimum, you're looking at about 520 to 550 days. But what we'll likely see at the starting point, if we assume there are a number of people that want to withdraw and sell, about $110 million is going to be withdrawn every day for the first 10 days. And over time, that's going to kind of decrease.
So full withdrawals will happen over 500 days plus. Understand that. Ethereum is fine. What's all this going to mean for price?
And so what are the considerations in terms of what's going to happen to Ethereum's price? Well, the first consideration is, well, is that a lot of Ethereum? Certainly it's a lot, but it's not, this existential amount that I think people are concerned about, right? It's not the billions of dollars, the 30 plus billion that are locked in staking. It's only, $100 million a day. The second thing to consider is there's now going to be a lot of investors that might want to actually stake ETH that weren't staking before.
So this is a big milestone for Ethereum. A successful upgrade like this will be another feather in Ethereum's cap and overall give confidence to future investors and stakers, which will make Ethereum's network even stronger. Not to mention, this ushers in the Verge, the Purge, the Scourge, Ethereum's future upgrades. With Ethereum being deflationary, it seems like a $10,000 Ethereum is possible now more than ever. Subscribe to Altcoin Daily. We keep you updated on a daily basis. See you tomorrow.